Friday, June 9th, 2023, Maneco 64, home of alternative economics and contrarian views. We're going to look at why, in my opinion, the U.S. Treasury is imposing capital controls through the backdoor, the U.S. government, and why they're doing that. Well, that's what we're going to look at today. Before I start, though, I'd like to give a shout out to ITM Trading and Miles Franklin. They're two of my affiliates in North America for precious metals. I think it's more important than ever after you listen to what's going on to have some physical gold and silver outside the system in your possession or in a non-financial depository. I think it's more important than ever. So if you're thinking about buying gold or silver, check out the description of this video for ITM Trading and Miles Franklin. I can vouch for them. They've been around for many years, and yes, they're 100% trustworthy, I would say. So I have covered cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, on this channel quite a bit in the past. I used to tell the viewers that it was a highly speculative venture. Yes, the idea of Bitcoin is very interesting, the white paper, how it works. It is kind of an anti-dollar, but it is very volatile. So I always told people to, not bet the whole farm on it. And one other important thing I used to tell people is, or was and still is, to keep your cryptos in your own private wallet. Use exchanges only when you really need to exchange your crypto for fiat currency or another coin, and then get it out and put it in your private wallet. And why is that? Well, because first of all, you can't really trust all exchanges 100%. We've seen in the past what's happened to some exchanges, FTX, Mt. Gox, and you can't trust the U.S. government either, and that's what's going on right now. And I haven't been following this too closely, but it seems to be culminating and getting worse. So there's news from this morning here in The Guardian. It says Binance U.S. prepares to suspend U.S. dollar deposits and withdrawals from exchange. Company tells customers to withdraw their U.S. dollars days after U.S. regulators sued the company and its founder. There's also a story from 3 days ago, SEC crypto crackdown. U.S. regulator sues Binance and Coinbase. So these are, I guess, the two biggest exchanges in the world, or in the U.S. as well. And the other thing that locks Americans, imposes de facto capital control, is something called facto, which was a law signed into existence by Barack Obama, which basically makes it really bureaucratic and difficult and not worthwhile for foreign financial institutions to have American clients. So I'm afraid they're worried. What are they worried about? Well, de-dollarization. They're worried as well about the collapse of the banks. The banks are not getting any better, and we're going to quickly look at that too this morning. So that's what I think is happening. You might have a different idea. Crypto, like precious metals, is an alternative to the fiat dollar, which we know is going to continue to be inflated out of existence, especially after this Financial Responsibility Act. We've got no debt ceiling for the next 18 months. Like Clive Thompson, who came on a few days ago, said, they're going to be able to fill their boots in terms of spending. I saw President Biden said he's going to support Ukraine and give them support no matter what for as long as it needs be. So all the billions are going to be flowing out. All the billions are going to be kept creating. And in terms of the banks, you can see here, there's a tweet here from Keith Weiner. He retweeted something yesterday. Banks bought long-dated treasuries in 2020. Since then, bond prices have dropped. Banks are underwater, so the Fed offers to lend them money based on what the banks paid, not on current market value. One interest rate for thee, another for me. Yeah, it's not fair. The Fed's there to bail out the banks. It's the bankers' bailout fund, which is basically financed by you through inflation, through taxation. Is it any wonder the bankers in the top 1% or even the top 10% keep getting wealthier while the general public and the middle class keeps getting eviscerated? So this is what the Fed's doing here. The Fed's new emergency loan facility, it's not that new. It started out in March when a few banks, SVB and a few others, collapsed. Just hit $100 billion in usage. It lets banks receive par for their devalued assets in secret. So I'm not sure if this is going into the Fed's balance sheet. It says banks are turning 50 cents into a dollar without other banks knowing they're distressed and backing away. Band-aid for now, but hidden risk is spreading. So I suspect a lot of people who are in the know, a lot of people in the alternative space who might not be in precious metals like we are, but are in crypto, they see this and they're trying to get out of the dollar. And the Treasury is going after these exchanges because that's a bridge out of the dollar. So that's why I think this is capital controls through the back door. Could they come after gold and silver? It's possible. But I think the more you get out of the system in terms of getting physical outside the system, the harder it's going to be for them to come after you, in my opinion. And for those of you who are worried about confiscation, I would recommend, in particular, ITM trading. They're into the numismatic section of the precious metals space. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. And just before we quickly look at the markets, just notice how the Fed's balance sheet actually, they publish the numbers every Thursday night or afternoon. It actually went up slightly last week. So they're back really, where are they back to? We're at 83, 89. So yeah, they're back to where it was in February. So all the quantitative tightening that's happened since February has been net zero. So the Fed's bailing the system out. So much for QT. With that, let's quickly look at the markets this morning. It's 8:15 a.m. We got spot gold unchanged. It's trading around 1964. It's actually down $1. High's been 66, low 62. Gold and silver recovered really well yesterday. They did keep gold from breaking through 70. That would have marked an outside day from the previous day where they smashed it. But that's the key level, 1970. Silver did really well. We're at 24.40 right now, up 13 cents. Stock market is slightly lower, is down about 0.2. All the major index futures. I won't go through them, but just suffice it to say they're down slightly. The currencies as well are pretty much unchanged, except for the dollar versus the yen. The dollar is up 0.5% versus the yen. But again, the yen is probably one of the worst fiat currencies out there, along with the British pound, I would say. And with that, I'm going to just quickly look here at some of the commodities. We've got WTI crude down 0.2%, trading around 71. Brent is trading around 75.50, down 0.5%. High grade copper is up 0.5% at 382. And let's see where the gilt market is. The 2-year gilt, that's a key level, key rate to keep an eye on. Well, that's trading around 457. I think 462 is the level you need to watch. I'm going to put a link in the description where you can keep track of UK gilt yields if you're in the UK, or if you're interested anywhere in the world. I'll put it in the description. Let's quickly look at the US Treasury market. We've got the 10-year yield. Yeah, that has come off. Yesterday it was around 380 when I updated you. Right now it's at 375. It's up 3.5 basis points. So why did the yields go down yesterday in the US? Why did gold and silver recover? Well, you had very weak, or let's say a high jobless claims number. I think it was the highest since I'm not sure when, but it was quite high. It was like 261. Recently, we've seen this number in the low 200s. So that's a sign that the economy is slowing, that more people are claiming for weekly unemployment benefits. So not a good sign. And capital controls through the back door. They can always find an excuse, the regulators, the Treasury. And I think they're desperate. They're trying to keep people in the banking system. They don't want you into crypto outside the dollar system. They're desperate. Will they succeed? I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully not, because it's a system not worth perpetuating. So with that, I'm going to wish you all a very good weekend. Take care. Bye.